This video will go over the basics of submitting laboratory data to the database. After sampling has taken place and data has been analyzed, the lab will submit an electronic data deliverable, or EDD file, and a laboratory report PDF. The database extracts the information from the EDD into data tables that it can use to generate reports. This process depends on the file having the correct structure and using valid values that the database can recognize. We can check this format for our data by going to Reports, Data Validation and Submission Reports, Electronic Data Specification, Fixed Width. Choose Laboratory and click View Report. This report tells us field name, what fields need to be included in the file. Data type, the type of characters the field will accept. This is defined at the bottom. VVL, whether the field requires a valid value. Required, whether the field is required to be populated or can be left blank. Column width, the number of characters allowed for the field. Start and end position, where each column starts and ends in a fixed width file. Description, what the field actually contains. To prepare a spreadsheet for our data, we would name each column after the field names listed in the data specification. Let's go over a few of the fields. AFI ID is a 5-letter code denoting the installation, plant, or base associated with the project. Your Synectics point of contact can provide you the best value to use. Log date and log time require special formats, which we can see in the description. If we are creating a file in Excel, we will need to reapply the special formatting anytime we open the file. Many fields such as matrix, SA code, and log code require a valid value. Valid values can be found under Reports, Data Validation and Submission Reports, Valid Value Lists. For example, choose Laboratory for the data table and SA code for the data type. Click View Report. We could make sure to choose the best option from this list and populate our file. You can save this report in a variety of formats by clicking on the floppy disk icon. Along with using valid values to create your EDD, you will need to make sure to use the location IDs and sample names provided by the contractor on the chain of custody. The contractor will enter the sample IDs into a chem field file in the database, which is a digital version of the COC. If there is a mismatch between the sample ID they use and the sample ID you use, you will get an error. If handwriting is unclear, reach out and confirm the sample ID to avoid running into errors later on. Once your EDD is generated and ready to screen, go to Tools, Data, Submission. Make sure to choose the correct project and the correct event. Since the system compares the lab data with the digitized chain of custody entered by the contractor, both files must be submitted to the same event to avoid flagging errors. The project and event should be clear from the information on the chain of custody. If not, ask the contractor. If you load data to the wrong event, delete the file. Leaving the file there and uploading a new version to the right event may result in the system thinking the new file is a duplicate and flagging errors. Once you are in the right project and event, choose the data type of Laboratory ChemLab. Choose Upload File. Choose the correct type of file. Fixed width, pipe delimited, and tab delimited files are all different ways of organizing the data in a TXT file. In this case, we will choose CSV, because that is the type of file we have created. Click Upload. Select the file. Once the file is uploaded, select it and click Screen. When you screen the file, the system runs a series of valid value, logical, and submission checks. Checks are performed in 2 waves, so it's possible to resolve all of your errors from the first wave and then encounter more errors when the second wave of checks is run. The first wave of checks will flag valid value errors. These checks verify that valid values are being used and all fields will import into the tables successfully. The second wave of checks will flag submission errors. These checks compare the file to the eQuap and field data entered by the contractor and make sure that everything matches. If your file had errors, you would be able to click on the number of errors to access the error report. Once the file has 0 errors, it is ready to certify. As a best practice, click the Rename button to rename the file to match the SDG number, 23837 in this case. The name of your file comes up in reports and dropdowns, so it is important that it has the same name as the SDG for clarity. Select the file and click Certify. This sends the file into the queue where the ADR automatically applies qualifiers and the data validator can review it. Once the file is certified, upload the laboratory report to the database library for the data validator to reference. It is important to wait until after the EDD is certified so that if you end up editing the EDD, such as fixing a typo in a sample name, those edits can also be applied to the report. For more information, please refer to our library submission tutorial linked in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to the Synectics YouTube channel for more tutorial videos. All of the tutorials and playlists mentioned during this video are linked in the description below. Lastly, if you have questions or comments, feel free to contact us at support@synectics.net. Thank you.